Alright, this is Matt Mrozik, and this is work in progress number 5 on the 1/4 scale Narin Hell Boy I'm doing for a commission. And I just had a couple questions on, I posted some photos in one of the groups, and I just had a question about how I did this. So I've got the red done. I've got to go in and do like kind of accentuate the veins and the nipples a little bit. Got to paint the eyes. I'm noticing on the chin I've got a little dry spray, so I got to take care of that. But for the most part, the red is in. And I'm just going to explain the process to people who don't may be familiar with the way I did it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get the horns over here. The horns. Oh, and the tail's in the in my spray room. But I'm going to put the horns in real quick while I'm doing this. And the horns will change. These are the first iteration. I'm going to womp them up a little bit tonight. But anyway, okay, here we go. Okay, so the way I spray red is maybe not the same way a lot of people do it. So in case you don't know, red does not hide or cover very well at all. When I used to paint cars, if we were spraying a red car, a normal paint job on a car, if we were doing the inside and outside, would take 2 gallons of paint. If we were doing red, we would order 4 gallons because it would take twice as much paint to cover. I don't know what it is. It's red in any type of paint you ever use. It does not cover as well as other colors. So the first step after I got done priming and prepping is I sprayed a coat of I mixed up like a dark maroon. And then after that, I went in with white and highlighted all the areas that I want to highlight. And then once I was done with that, I started spraying my red. And what all that shading, most of the shading, what you're seeing is actually going through the red. So it's kind of you basically shade with a dark color and a light color, and then apply your top color being the red. Once that was done, it needed a little more contrast, so I went in with a clear. It's called a clear. It's not called dark red. I forgot what it's called. It's called deep red, clear deep red. And I went in and I bumped up the shadows some more. So, and this is where we are. So I really like the way he looks right now. He's a little more vibrant on my screen or my phone. Well, no, actually it's really it's accurate. That color is very accurate to what he looks like in person. So really stoked with that. And then the horns. I'm talking with my client. We went back and forth, and I did shade them a little bit, but we're going to do it. I'm going to go in and do it some more. So right now you can see at the base, they're a little darker. Actually, right there you can kind of see it. And then I also darkened the tips a little bit, but the tips actually don't show up very well. I'm going to go back and do it. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to go like black. I'm going to paint the bases black and fade it in, the bases and the tips. I also blocked in the hair yesterday. That'll get refined also. So this is just the very beginning stages of paint. So what you're looking at is basically the base coat, to which I'll go in and do other stuff to the skin. But for the most part, the skin is done. Really happy with the shade of red. We decided to go with a slightly brighter red than most Hellboys. I think most Hellboys you see the kind of like orangey, rusty red. I like this a lot better personally. Kind of like devil red. Really cool. So the best, let me see if I turn him this way, right about there, because my lighting isn't very good here. Right there, the way his chest looks, that's what he looks like in person. That's the best representation I can tell you. And I love the face. And I went in, I darkened the recesses of his eyes quite a bit. So once I paint that yellow eyes, they're gonna really pop out. So yeah, and I've got the base of the hair. I'm gonna go in with a real fine brush and kind of just blend it in around all the edges now. So I got like the base coat done, and I may dry brush it just a hair to give it some dimension. I don't want it to go a different color because I want it black, but I may dry brush it just a slightly lighter black just to give it some dimension. And then on the pants, you can see I've got black down. That is simply Stynylrez primer for now. For the most part, they look really good. I see a few spots I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit. I'm not sure if it'll show up in camera, but on this boot there's like a slight seam. You can't see it. There's a slight little seam right here. It's really minimal. I'm going to take care of. Where else did I see something that I thought needed some attention? That may be it. It's really, the pants and the boots are real clean. And it's not, the pants and the boots aren't as imperative as the skin was to get perfectly smooth, you know, because this is leather and supposed to be beat up. Oh, I'll be right back. I want to show you something else I did. 1 second. Okay. So, not only did I get the boots base coated in black primer. Oops, my camera keeps wanting to fall out of its little cradle here. I went ahead, bring some better light into here, center it up. So you'll see on the back of the gun here, there's a spot of Bondo, there's a magnet in there, and it'll go boom, just like that. Same thing with the knife, a little spot of Bondo, there's a magnet right there, boom, just like that. And I've got a pin and what I'm assuming is a grenade, and that'll get glued in permanently. And once it's in there, you can't see the pin. I was a little worried about that at first, but so that's going to go like that. This little doohickey, again, I don't know if it's a lighter or what that is. That's going to go like that. And I've got the pouches all pinned. And these, I'm not going to push it in all the way because actually the pins are really tight and it's hard to get out. See, I didn't even push it in all the way and it's not wanting to come out. So let me get that little pin out. Because once you put paint and stuff on, sometimes the pins go in and they don't want to come out. There we go. So let's see, I think this is the one that goes here. Yeah, I'm just going to push it in a little bit. That goes there. Let's see, this one goes over here. These will get painted leather. Like that. And then this one goes here. Like that. And then this one goes in the back. I have his tail, but it's in the paint room, so I'm not going to go get it. And it's got a little bit of shading also, but I'm gonna do on the horns and make it more black towards the shading end of the spectrum, rather than just dark red. Let's see, I probably won't push this in all the way because again, it's a tight fit. I don't want to. So those go like that. Then the only other accessories that came with the kit that are not on here are the crucifix and what was the other thing? Oh, the horseshoe. So I'll get some chains and some beads and stuff. And we saw some other builds where they hung some stuff off the handle of the gun, which I thought was really cool. I may hang something off the end of the knife. So I need to make a trip to like Hobby Lobby, or like a crap, or like a, first thing that comes to mind is like some jewelry, some cheap costume jewelry with beads and maybe some feathers and stuff. In the movie, he carries a rabbit's foot. I'm going to see if I can find a rabbit's foot that would fit him. But anyway, so Leo, I'm going to send this video to you right now. And then all these videos will get uploaded once the build's done. But yeah, he's looking good. So right there, I'm going to show you the best representation right there. That's what he looks like, man. So hope you're digging it. I'm really happy with how he looks. And as always, there's little things I've got to, you know, as I go on, there's little things I see I need to fix and improve. So there's a few little specks of like, I don't know, sometimes a dull coat, when it gets sprayed out, you get these little white specks. There's a few in there I got to go and touch up that I saw last night and were really kind of bummed me out, but they're really small and just a little touch of red paint will take care of them. But he's looking really, really good. So yeah, as always, this is Matt Mrozik. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.